Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome back as we journey down the rabbit hole of Terry Miles's Rabbits novel. It's been going pretty good, pretty smoothly. So let's get on with the adventure.
Gaming group, Emily replied, striking a few keys with expert precision.
Ah, yes. Usernet forums. Brings back memories. It does.
What's binaries? Be quiet. Zelda pictures?
I think Zelda is late 80s, early 90s. I think it was one of the first popular top-down games. Yeah.
Not quite. Another dancing baby? Just listen.
That was Ally McBeal. That's 90s. This is early 90s. Maybe, yeah, early 90s, because me and my first wife got married in 91 or 90. Yeah, May 1 of 90. And yeah, we were in Huntsville. I had just started TDC when Ally McBeal came on, and that's the whole dancing baby reference, I believe.
Emily gently placed her hand over her sister's mouth and pressed the spacebar. A video file started to play. It appeared to be a clip from an old wildlife documentary. The voice on the screen was talking about something called the imperial woodpecker.
The imperial woodpecker. I think it is. I think in real world it is extinct, or it's only in zoos. I can't remember. You can look it up on the internet. I might. I don't know.
So what? It's a fucking woodpecker. Let's go back outside. Luke Milligan is here, Annie said, tugging at her sister's sleeve. Luke Milligan's an asshole. He tried to put his hand up Nina's shirt in chem.
Yep. High school. Junior high. Depending on, well, yeah, junior high. I grew up military town, junior high.
Really? Annie was clearly disappointed. Besides, it's not just any woodpecker, Emily said. What do you mean? I mean, look at them all. There must be at least 50 woodpeckers in those last 3 scenes.
Mm-hmm. And I've got 2, maybe 3 that stay on my property on the reg.
Yeah, so what? They're big? Yeah, they're big. But that's not it. This documentary was made in 1989, and the last reported sighting of an imperial woodpecker was in 1956.
Yeah, that would cause a problem.
Whoa. Annie leaned in closer to the screen. What does it mean? It's rabbits. Emily.
Yep. Gen X. All the way. Gen X power here. Because if they're early 90s and they're junior high, yeah, they're Gen X. They're old enough because millennials don't start to 89, maybe 88, 89. And the kids at this point in the story are old enough to do the computer thing. So yeah, they're Xers.
Emily said, and shut down the computer. Rabbits? Annie's eyes were huge. She was fascinated. So was I. There was something about the way Emily had said the word, rabbits, that felt like a secret.
Yeah, getting the background on Kay. Yeah, because I think we loop back around to Kay in the arcade with the billionaire. But we need to set this part up for things later in the story to make sense.
Like something adults knew that children couldn't possibly understand. Emily looked around to make sure nobody was listening. The angle of the kitchen doorway kept me out of her line of sight.
That's interesting and convenient.
She lowered her voice. It's a secret game. Annie stared at the image of a woodpecker frozen on the screen. What does it mean?
It means life is about to get crazy.
It means I'm going to be playing, Emily said, matter of fact. How do you play? It's kind of complicated.
Well, it's kind of crazy.
Like how? Like we're supposed to find things. What things? Things like patterns, discrepancies, things that don't make sense.
See, I like how they take the time to explain the rabbits game and the mythos behind it. For people that are bibliophilic, that probably, especially older people, a lot of people my age don't do the podcast thing, don't do that, or at least in this area, the area I live in, don't do podcasting, and they might do YouTube every now and again, but as far as like dedicated podcasting, but they read all the time. I have a good friend lives up in Michigan, sweet woman. She doesn't do podcasts, but she reads. She doesn't even do audiobooks. She's a little bit older than I am. And by taking the book and in the book explaining it, kind of rehashing it for those people that do the podcast, it allows them for this to be more or less a standalone story.
Patterns? Annie said. She was doing her best to follow the conversation, but she clearly had no idea what the hell her sister was talking about. Emily took a deep breath and collected her thoughts before continuing. Okay, so there's a nature documentary released by a company that no longer exists, if it actually ever did.
See, in this universe, that's really a plausible route to take. It's also plausible that this documentary slipped from another universe.
I stood there in the kitchen, completely enthralled, as Emily got into some pretty wild theories about that documentary. The gist of it was pretty simple. There was a name listed in the end credits that didn't have an accompanying occupation, like makeup artist, boom op, best boy, or key grip. One name was just hanging there, all alone on the screen.
Yeah, I don't tend to watch in credits, so that would be something I would totally miss.
An orphan name, I think Emily called it. She told Annie she'd overheard a discussion about this and had brought it to the others on her gaming forum.
See, that would be me. Someone would have to tell me about it in such a way to pique my curiosity. But once my curiosity got piqued, it would be on.
They performed some numerology and math involving the letters of that person's name and eventually found something called the Night Station. What's the Night Station? Annie asked.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would trust anything just simply called the Night Station. Yeah. Well, then again, I could be lying to you. I don't know. It depends. It depends how it was presented to me, whether or not it piqued my curiosity. Then I'd be really into it. But if it didn't pique my curiosity, whatever. That's probably one of the reasons why I watch a lot of the crazy ass movies I watch.
That's what we're going to find out. Come on. I ducked out of the house and into the backyard just in time to miss being spotted by the two girls. Emily told her parents that she and Annie were going to the store and asked half-heartedly, "Does anybody need anything?" A few voices yelled out requests: cigarettes, ginger ale, chips and dip. Annie wrote everything down as Emily grabbed the keys.
The scary part is in the 80s, about the time I got my driver's license, 86, 87, right in there, your parents could go, "Here, take this note and pick me up a carton of cigarettes and, 6-pack of beer and a fifth of rum." You do that now, you're liable to go to jail. You try sending your kids to the liquor store now in 2024. See if you don't wind up in jail, or at least yelled at by somebody.
To her mother's truck. Mrs. Connor's voice rose above the others. "Take Kay with you." "Mom, there's no room," Emily complained. "It's a big truck, Em. Don't be difficult."
And we will find out later about the truck ride. In fact, the next video. So, until then, everyone be a good human. Be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?